Ever wonder where older women really want to be touched? It's not just the obvious spots, and what you're about to discover might surprise you. These 7 hot zones awaken desire, deepen emotional intimacy, and make mature women feel truly cherished. Stick around, because number 7 isn't what you think, but it's the most powerful of all. If you're a man who wants to connect on a deeper level, hit subscribe, like, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. Drop a comment below. What's your favorite way to show affection? Let's dive in and unlock her secret pleasure zones. Number 1, her neck. There's something undeniably powerful about the neck. It's exposed, yet delicate. It's close to the ears, the heart, and the mind. And for older women, who often crave deeper, more meaningful touch, it's one of the most intimate and arousing places to explore. Think about it, the neck is rarely touched in everyday life. So when you lean in close, kiss her behind the ear, or gently breathe across her skin, you're stimulating an area that's not just sensitive, it's sacred. That makes your touch feel electric. But here's the secret, it's not about being fast or forceful. It's about being intentional, slow, and deeply present. Older women tend to be far more in tune with emotional connection than younger women. They value the mood, the tone, and the intention behind every touch. So when you caress her neck with gentle fingertips or brush your lips along her collarbone, it's not just foreplay, it's poetry. You're telling her, I'm here. I desire you. I respect and admire every inch of you. Start by placing your hand at the back of her neck. Not too firm, just enough to let her feel your presence. Run your fingers up into her hairline. Tilt her chin slightly with your hand, not to control, but to connect. Whisper something, anything, softly in her ear. Her body won't just react physically. She'll feel emotionally drawn to you, her guard slipping down as her trust rises. You can also enhance the experience with your breath. A warm exhale along her skin creates goosebumps instantly. It's subtle, primal, and deeply effective. The neck responds to contrasts, cool air, warm kisses, and soft textures. A silk scarf brushed across her throat, or your fingers tracing lazy circles near her shoulder, these sensations unlock pleasure before you even move lower. Many older women have longed for this kind of tenderness. They've been touched in a rush, or ignored altogether. They remember what it felt like to be desired, not just for their bodies, but for the aura they carry, their wisdom, their presence, their mystery. When you kiss her neck slowly, as though every inch matters, you're waking up that part of her again. What's more, the neck connects with the mind. It's a sensual zone that activates psychological desire. You're not just turning on her body. You're awakening her imagination. A kiss on the neck makes her wonder, what's coming next? That sense of anticipation is intoxicating, especially to a woman who values presence over performance. So if you want to reignite passion with a mature woman, don't underestimate her neck. It's not just skin, it's a canvas. Touch it like you're painting a masterpiece, not rushing through a chore. The man who lingers here, who knows the power of a gentle kiss just below the ear, becomes unforgettable. Because in that moment, she doesn't feel like someone's wife or partner or mother, she feels like a goddess. Number 2, her lower back. At first glance, the lower back might not seem like an obvious hotspot. But for older women, it holds a quiet power. It's a place where strength meets sensitivity. A place where a man's steady touch can say, you're safe with me. And when touched right, it sends shivers, not just down the spine, but deep into the soul. The lower back is an overlooked zone rich with nerve endings. It's close to the hips and curves, and when approached with intention, it becomes a bridge between emotional closeness and physical desire. Unlike the upper back, which often carries tension and stress, the lower back responds beautifully to warm, soothing touch. For older women, this area may carry physical tightness from years of hard work, child rearing, or stress. That's why when you focus here, you're not just touching her body, you're healing her energy. Start with something simple. Place your palm gently on the small of her back while standing beside her. Do it without needing anything in return. This nonverbal cue says, I'm here, I've got you. It creates a subconscious bond of safety and care. And for a woman who's lived through years of feeling unseen or unappreciated, that kind of touch is incredibly grounding. You can also use slow circular motions with your fingertips. Trace the lines where her spine meets her hips. Use both hands to cradle her waist. The idea isn't to excite right away, it's to connect. You're telling her, through touch, that she matters. That her body, with all its history, is still beautiful. Still desirable. If she's lying on her stomach, give her a warm oil massage focused entirely on this area. No rushing, no wandering hands. Just slow, rhythmic strokes that follow the shape of her spine and the inward curve of her lower back. Breathe with her. Sync your pace with her comfort. Watch how her body begins to soften, not just in muscles, but in spirit. Older women are highly sensitive to emotional presence. If she feels your full attention in your hands, she'll open herself more. She'll trust you, and that's the real gateway to intimacy. The lower back is a spot where respect and desire collide. When you touch her here with devotion, she doesn't feel objectified, she feels honored. It also plays a powerful role during lovemaking. Resting your hand there while kissing her or holding her from behind signals deep physical unity. It enhances her sense of being held, not just touched. And for many women in midlife and beyond, that experience of being held, gently and confidently, is what makes touch go from ordinary to unforgettable. So next time you're near her, slide your hand to the small of her back. Not to claim, but to connect. Not to grab, but to ground. Show her through your touch that she's still magnetic, still radiant, still wanted, in all the ways that matter. Because the lower back isn't just a physical place. For older women, it's emotional real estate, and a man who knows how to handle it earns a home in her heart. Number 3, her inner thighs. There's something magnetic about the inner thighs. It's one of the most erotic, emotionally charged areas on a woman's body, but not because it's the most obvious. It's because of what it represents: anticipation, closeness, and trust. And for older women, who've learned to appreciate the slow burn over the quick spark, this area is pure gold. Touching a woman's inner thighs isn't about rushing to the finish line. It's about savoring every step. It's about learning how to build tension without breaking the moment. A mature woman isn't looking for a man who storms the gates, she's looking for the man who makes the journey feel just as exciting as the destination. That's why this zone is so powerful. Start with the outer thighs. Gentle, purposeful strokes with the back of your hand. Move in slow circles. Let your fingertips explore the space around her pleasure center, not directly on it. When you do this, you're creating a halo of arousal. Her mind starts racing, wondering where you'll go next, but you don't give it to her right away. You're not teasing to withhold, you're teasing to build. The inner thighs are rich with nerve endings, especially as you get closer to the groin. But it's not just about stimulation. It's about care. When your hands move confidently and respectfully along her thighs, she doesn't feel like an object. She feels like a queen being worshipped. Try using 2 fingers to trace long, slow lines from her knees upward. Then, pause. Rest your hand gently in place. Feel the warmth of her skin. Breathe. That pause, it's everything. It says, I'm not in a rush. I'm here with you. And that's what older women crave: presence. Kisses work wonders too. Place small, soft kisses along the inner thighs, each one deliberate. Don't just kiss, linger. Your lips should move like you're writing a love letter on her skin. Each kiss closer than the last, but never predictable. The unpredictability keeps her attention. The intention keeps her trust. Now here's a secret: for many mature women, the thighs are an extension of the mind. When you touch her here with patience and purpose, you're not just exciting her physically, you're engaging her psychologically. You're speaking a language only the attentive man knows how to speak. You're saying, I understand you need time. I respect your rhythm. I see the woman you are. And that turns everything else into magic. What most men miss is that arousal isn't about pressure, it's about pacing. When you slow things down at the inner thighs, her body responds, yes, but her heart does too. She feels safe, wanted, and admired. That's when her passion becomes deep, real, and unforgettable. So don't rush her thighs. Trace them like a treasure map. Treat them like sacred ground. Because when you master the art of anticipation, she'll remember you, not just as a lover, but as a man who made her feel fully alive. Number 4, her hands. When it comes to intimacy, hands are often underestimated. Yet for older women, hands carry deep meaning. They tell stories of work, love, children, strength, and survival. And when you take the time to truly touch her hands, you're not just touching skin, you're honoring her journey. A woman's hands are among the most emotionally sensitive parts of her body. They're tools of care, creation, and expression. But they're also receivers of affection. The warmth of your palm against hers. The tenderness in your grip, the slowness of a thumb circling hers. These small gestures make a big impact. Why? Because hand touching is intimate without being invasive. It's public, yet deeply personal. It can say, I see you. I value you. I'm here. And older women, who have lived long enough to crave more than physical attention, are especially tuned in to this kind of meaningful contact. Start with simple hand holding, but don't make it mechanical. Let your fingers interlace with hers. Squeeze gently. Let the rhythm of your hands match your breath. This simple act, when done with presence, creates a deep emotional bridge. You're not just walking with her or sitting beside her, you're connecting at the core. Now take it further. Sit with her and hold her hand in both of yours. Look at it, really look. Notice the lines, the strength, the softness. Then slowly trace her fingers with yours. Run your thumb across her knuckles, down her palm, and along her wrist. You're not rushing, you're reading her like a beloved book, each touch a sentence, each pause a paragraph. Kissing her hands is powerful, too. Not just a peck on the knuckles, but a real, thoughtful kiss. One that says, I admire all you've done, all you are, and all you will be. Most men overlook this gesture. But the few who don't, they become unforgettable. Massaging her hands is another deeply personal touch. Use your thumbs to press into the muscles of her palm, the base of her fingers, and the webbing between them. Older women often carry tension here, from typing, holding grandchildren, or years of hard labor. When you release that tension, you're offering her more than pleasure, you're giving her relief. More importantly, when you touch her hands with love, you're showing her she doesn't have to do everything herself anymore. That she's allowed to receive. And for many women who have spent a lifetime giving, this is the most powerful message of all. Touching her hands tells her, you're not alone. It says, I respect what these hands have done. I want to hold them through what's next. It may seem simple, but don't underestimate the power of hand touching in an age where many women feel unseen. Do it with care, do it with heart, and you'll give her something rare, the feeling of being cherished for who she truly is. Number 5, her shoulders. The shoulders are more than just a physical structure, they're where tension hides and vulnerability lives. And for older women, shoulders are often the first place that aches, but the last place to be truly cared for. When a man understands how to touch her shoulders with presence and gentleness, something powerful happens, she starts to feel safe. And safety, for a mature woman, is the first step to true intimacy. Imagine all the burdens a woman's shoulders have carried over the years, emotional weight, family expectations, unspoken stress. That's why touching her here isn't just physical relief, it's emotional acknowledgement. A well-timed touch on the shoulders tells her, you're not carrying this alone anymore. Start with your presence. When you come up behind her, don't rush to grab. Pause. Let your hands rest on her shoulders gently, not to take control, but to ground her. This small gesture instantly creates connection. Your energy meets hers, she feels your warmth, and most importantly, she feels seen. A shoulder massage is one of the most underestimated tools of seduction. Use your thumbs to press into the base of her neck and down into the top of her shoulder blades. Move slowly, listen to her breath, apply just enough pressure to release the stress she didn't even know she was holding. Use your fingertips to trace soft lines across her collarbone. This area is surprisingly sensitive and incredibly sensual when touched slowly. You're not just relaxing her, you're reminding her that her body still deserves to feel adored. Not just functional. Whispering into her ear while your hands are on her shoulders adds another layer. It combines physical closeness with verbal connection. Tell her she's beautiful, that she's strong, that you admire her. These aren't just words. They're nourishment for a heart that may have gone years without hearing them in such a genuine way. Kisses on the shoulders are powerful, too. Especially if she's wearing something sleeveless. A soft kiss on the top of the shoulder or just along the edge of the neck sends tingles through her body. It's romantic without being overwhelming. It shows her that you crave all of her, not just the parts the world usually celebrates. Here's the truth. Older women are drawn to men who understand emotional touch. A man who knows how to hold her shoulders gently during a conversation, how to massage them after a long day, how to wrap his arms around them during a walk, he stands out. Because she doesn't just want to be touched, she wants to be trusted with. And the shoulders are where that trust begins. So next time you're near her, don't underestimate what a simple touch to her shoulders can mean. Do it slowly, do it with intention, show her that you're not just looking for a physical moment, you're offering her emotional refuge. Because when a woman feels your hands on her shoulders and your heart in the gesture, she begins to let go. And in that letting go, she welcomes you in. Number 6, the back of her knees. If you're a man who wants to surprise a woman, especially an older, experienced woman, this is where to do it. The back of her knees. It's one of the most overlooked, yet surprisingly sensual zones on the female body. Most men never think of it. That's exactly why the ones who do stand out. Why does this area matter? Because it's unexpected, it's delicate, it's rarely touched in daily life, making it incredibly sensitive when finally acknowledged. For an older woman, whose body may not always feel like a source of surprise anymore, this small, soft, hidden space can ignite a reaction she didn't see coming. Touching behind her knees shows you're paying attention. You're exploring her with curiosity, not just routine. And in a world that often sees mature women as predictable, your discovery of this forgotten spark makes her feel exciting again. Start slowly. If she's sitting beside you, lightly brush the back of her knees with the tips of your fingers. Do it as part of a longer caress down her legs. She'll flinch, but not from discomfort. From sudden awareness. This area is filled with nerve endings that shoot up the thighs and into the hips. One soft stroke can light a fuse. If she's lying down, you can bend her knees slightly and let your hands slide behind them. Use warm palms. Apply soft pressure, not too firm. You're not massaging, you're introducing sensation. Think of it like whispering to her skin. Want to make it more intimate? Add your lips. Gentle kisses behind the knees are incredibly erotic, especially when done in contrast with other parts of the body. If you've kissed her inner thighs or ankles, then pause behind the knees. She won't know what's coming next, and that unpredictability builds excitement. Mature women don't want a man who follows a checklist. They want a man who explores them like they're brand new every time. This touch also works well when dancing, cuddling, or just lying in bed. Run your fingers along the backs of her knees when you're curled up together. Don't call attention to it, just let it happen naturally. This way, it becomes a secret message. One only she understands. And that creates intimacy no words can replace. What many men forget is that sensuality is often found in whispered places. Not in the obvious zones, but in the ones you have to choose to explore. The back of her knees is one of those places. And when you take the time to touch her there, she realizes you're not just going through the motions. You're present, you're creative, and above all, you're interested in all of her. That kind of attention, it stays with her, long after the lights are off and the moment has passed. So don't skip the small places. Often, they hold the biggest surprises. Number 7. Where passion and emotion meet. The neck is a masterpiece of contrast, delicate yet powerful, exposed yet protected, sensual yet intimate. For older women, this area holds even deeper significance. It's one of the few places where a simple touch can ignite both desire and deep emotional connection. And that's the magic every mature woman craves. Why the neck? Because it's where vulnerability and attraction live side by side. It's close to the pulse. It carries her scent. It's where her body speaks in whispers, not shouts. When you touch her neck, you're telling her, I want to be close. I want to know you. And that kind of closeness? It's irresistible. Start with your fingertips. Let them rest just below her ear and slide gently down toward her collarbone. Don't rush. Don't grope. Trace her skin like you're reading a love poem. The curve of her neck is sensitive to temperature, texture, and breath. Your fingers should feel like silk, soft, warm, deliberate. Now lean in. Let your lips follow the same path. Gentle kisses behind the ear, along the side of the neck, and just under the jawline are incredibly arousing, especially when combined with slow breathing and soft whispers. Whisper compliments. Murmur secrets. Say things you know she hasn't heard in years but longs to hear. You're still breathtaking. You drive me wild. I love the way you smell. The back of the neck, especially when her hair is up or gently brushed aside, is another sweet spot. Kiss it slowly. Run your fingers along the base of her skull. If she melts into you, you'll know you've done it right. That's not just chemistry, that's trust. What older women appreciate most about neck touching is how it blends physicality with emotion. You're not just igniting her body, you're awakening her memories. Maybe she remembers how a kiss on the neck once made her feel young again. Maybe your touch reminds her that love doesn't fade, it just matures. Neck touches also work outside the bedroom. A soft caress while you're helping her with her coat. A kiss on the nape of her neck while she's cooking. A warm palm at the base of her throat during a hug. These small moments create lasting impressions. They say, I desire you. Always. And here's the best part, unlike other zones, the neck never ages out of intimacy. In fact, as a woman grows older, the neck becomes even more meaningful. It's a place where real connection, not just fleeting lust, takes center stage. So if you truly want to reach a mature woman's heart and body, don't overlook her neck. Explore it with tenderness, kiss it with presence, touch it with intention, because when a woman feels your lips on her neck and senses the love behind every breath, she doesn't just feel turned on. She feels chosen. Finally, thank you for joining me on this journey through the 7 most intimate places older women want to be touched. Remember, it's not just about where you touch, but how you touch, with respect, patience, and love. If you found this video helpful, please like, comment your thoughts or questions, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. Don't forget to subscribe for more insights that deepen connection and passion. Your journey to becoming the man she truly desires starts with understanding her heart and her touch. See you next time.